Why did you keep the heads? Why did you cut them off?
I could put it on an incident. I mean, my father chopping the heads off of our 2 pet chickens and my mother insisting that I eat them for dinner.
I feel like chicken tonight, like chicken tonight.
You know?
New Chicken Tonight Simmer Sauces from Ragu.
Chicken tonight.
Welcome to Breakfast Cereal. I'm back with another round of Serial Killer Mashups, and today I brought cameraman Erik around from behind the camera to join me on the couch and to go through some of these clips.
Which also means no one's behind the camera, so hopefully it's in focus.
Hopefully. Okay, so that first clip, the Chicken Tonight one, is actually from like episode 2 of the channel back in the day.
I remember this commercial, but I don't actually remember that it was for chicken ragu. Is that what it said it was?
Chicken ragu.
I thought it was like shake and bake or something.
Everyone remembers the jingle, I think, but nobody remembers what it was for. And this thing, the Chicken Tonight thing.
Yeah.
And it just always, everything with Ed Kemper just cuts.
It's
like
his calm demeanor, which
Yeah.
you mentioned in the first episode, which I wanted to comment on. Someone was saying something about he's so nice or whatever. And you're like, yeah, if you ignore the murder and all that. Mm-hmm. Which, I mean... Look, I don't want to sound insane, but a little bit agree. Like he does seem quite nice, you know? If you could ignore the murders.
If you could ignore the murders.
The food here?
Our food's here. Yeah.
Okay, I'll just bring it inside.
It's actually kind of fitting. I ordered chicken and it arrived.
You look fit. Well, I've been surviving mostly on McDonald's.
In McDonald's, we're tossing salads fresh all day.
So much easier just to pop into the restaurant.
McDonald's salads.
Dahmer. So always it's going to be a popular clip on Instagram, unfortunately.
This one?
Yeah, and like ever since I started making these, I knew I needed to do a McDonald's something because I remember this clip from his interview footage.
Like, it's interesting because this one didn't, not to say you did a bad job, but it didn't, like it wasn't like one of the ones that could trick
no.
the viewers. Someone said, are those fries in the salad?
Yeah.
Which, I mean, is that what was, no, isn't it carrot stick? Little carrot?
I don't know, but still, again, it's one of those cases. That's the takeaway? Like,
do you remember this era of McDonald's? McDonald's tried to be healthy around the time of that documentary about
Supersize Me.
They put a huge amount of sandwiches on the menu. Who wants to go to McDonald's for like a turkey sandwich, you know?
Bring back the salad shakers. If you want to be healthy, don't come to McDonald's. Like, don't complain that McDonald's is unhealthy. I think it's Jim Gaffigan has a bit on that. It's like, who's shaming McDonald's? McDonald's never said they were the healthy choice.
It's McDonald's.
It's McDonald's. It's burgers, it's fast food, it's fries. If you want something healthy, go somewhere else.
We put a little boost in his food. He was rushed to the hospital after that. And he died.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda, had a boost.
That one's really funny, I think. His calm demeanor and the reveal of and he died, and then you cut right into the kind of like with tagline
with the music, right?
Yeah,
it's all like a lot of them for me. It's just about the timing, the juxtaposition, right? Like it's this guy so deadpan, like you said, and like so calm, and then it's coulda, shoulda, woulda, had a boost, and then 90s smiles and stuff like that. You don't get that kind of stuff in commercials from any other era. That's why when I'm putting these together, it's always stuff, maybe 80s a bit, but it's always 90s commercials for the most part.
Well, commercials for products like that were such a big thing then versus how they are now. Like now they advertise the lifestyle around products versus then they would really just advertise the product, you know? Like even Coke, all the branding now is about like the lifestyle of enjoying a Coke, you know? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
My fave, his voice calms me and helps me sleep.
I have to imagine that was just someone being funny.
Yeah, it's hard to tell sometimes. It's like some of the comments, I can't tell. It's just like, I'm pretty sure they're making a joke, but a lot of the times I don't think they are either, so you never know.
Love the strawberry boost. It's probably horrible for you, but what isn't?
Again, this is the takeaway.
When I was a kid, my mom would have a lot of this kind, I don't know if it was Boost, but these kinds of products around. Yeah. And I always imagined in my brain as a kid, like what it would taste like versus I think it probably tasted like shit.
They're popular in like old folks' homes. They give them to old folks to like keep them from wasting away.
Yeah, to make sure they keep their calories up and everything, of course.
More dentists recommend Crest than any other toothpaste.
Show 'em your best. Ooh, yeah. Show 'em your Crest. Yeah. Show 'em your Crest.
Why brush with anything else?
Crest best.
So let me ask you, have you noticed the progression of these clips? I've chosen them in a very specific order.
No, I haven't actually.
Okay, so we went food.
Food.
So what do you do?
Oh, okay, I see. Like drinking and then brushing your teeth.
You gotta brush your teeth. Right?
Yeah.
This one was an obvious choice because I had just finished the episode on Henry Lee Lucas, and I spent like so much time in that episode, if we remember, just talking about his teeth.
Bad teeth. Yeah. Why do you gotta do my boy Henry Lee Lucas like that? Yeah, I mean, you did him like that. But in the episode,
he did it to himself. He didn't brush his teeth. It's for years. He did it to him. I didn't do him.
No socialized medicine in America, Josh.
Why the long pause?
I don't understand that.
So I'm thinking that means this. The end of that commercial, I hung on his face.
Oh, right at the end. Yeah.
Why the long pause? Because it was funny, I think. Just to hang the vacant look in his face. Like they would never do that in a commercial. And it just felt right to stay on it because he looked so blank.
Yeah, definitely.
Polaroid sun camera is a new system. You've never been so sure of an instant picture.
What's it do in good light?
Then it uses just enough of its own light to touch up the small shadows. You use it on every shot. It can make any picture better.
I'll buy that.
They're going fast, folks.
This is one of my favorite ones, just because I think you haven't cut any footage of BTKN, and it's obviously just the Polaroids just put in there, and it's so smooth. It's so smooth. I can't imagine anyone's being fooled by it. I mean, maybe someone was, but it's one of my favorite ones for sure.
Again, do you notice the trend in this one?
From the last one?
Right, yeah.
I don't know,
how's it connect?
Like beauty or getting ready? I don't know.
You brush your teeth.
Oh, like
so
a nice smile.
So you can smile.
Yeah,
for what? For the camera.
Smile for the camera, yeah.
See, you see, guys, I put a lot of thought into everything I do in these episodes.
I will say, I feel like, a lot of the comments when you started putting these out, it's AI. Everyone thought it's AI.
Yeah.
This is going to be a tangent for a second here, but
yeah.
I think people use the word AI to describe just anything they don't understand, or sometimes anything done on a computer.
Yeah.
It's very weird. Like,
there's no AI involved. This is just editing.
Editing and some, really clever kind of restructuring of story. I think people don't really realize how much time goes into some of these like tiny little clips. Like I think that one probably pretty simple, but some of the really good ones that really, really fooled people like lens crafters and everything. It takes a lot of work to get it that tight where it kind of fits together that seamless.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's about finding the right clips to begin with.
Yeah.
And then also, how do you make them live in the same world? Like how you color them and how you treat them to make them look the same. And like after I'm done the whole thing, I combine it as one clip and then re-destroy that so that the whole thing is the same kind of degradation.
But you're also spending, like you said, hours just finding
the
ideas and the footage.
Yeah. If I have the idea and I think it's out there, it's kind of fun to look for it, but it does take a long time. One thing I want to say about the BTK ones too, though, is like a lot of people get confused by these and think it's the Polaroids are photos of his victims, which obviously I would never do.
Yeah, they're of him.
They're of him. They're his selfies, right?
Yeah, this is like his own sadomasochism stuff,
Yeah, and it's also a clip that got me in trouble on Instagram as well.
And the Instagram thing's very frustrating because, we're doing millions on the IG, and it just absolutely popped off video after video. But the progression on YouTube has been much more challenging where there actually is monetization.
Which is why we're doing like clips like this, episodes like this. Maybe some of these clips getting a chance to live in a long form video on YouTube can bring some of those eyeballs to this channel.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
This can't be real.
No, it isn't. And of course it's not. Imagine if Polaroid again, like.
We got an old Polaroid commercial mashed with BTK evidence before GTA 6.
Yes, we did.
People have been waiting on A6 for a long time. I hope people out there know it's just going to be like the last one.
It'll be exactly
and the one before that, and the one before that, but just again.
I just bought a PlayStation. I'm going to set up a breakfast cereal profile so we can find each other and play on there.
Just for those who know, Josh literally only plays baseball on PlayStation, and talking about the same game, he just buys the same game every year.
I own one of these. Works great.
Yeah, I used to own one of those.
Really?
The sun camera.
The sun camera.
Yeah, I used to have one of those. I've had a couple Polaroids over the years.
I gotta say, I always like the comments that disregard like the dark content and just comment on the product. They always make me laugh.
Yeah, it's funny.
This next one is one of my favorites.
So I should just blow my brains out and end it all.
Oh, you are lost, Nick! 2019, a rock's supposed to hit you anyhow. You're all gonna get nuked.
Maybe.
You can believe it or you don't have to believe it. That's up to you, man. God is gonna be there. Jesus Christ is gonna be there. All the angels and everything.
I just want you to give me some pills and let me get on with my life.
I think it's going to be more like Star Trek beaming me up into a space vehicle, man. Then I move on, recolonize to another planet or whatever.
I'm curious, did she in the clip, who is she talking to when she says Nick, the interviewer?
Yeah, the guy who made I can't remember the name of it. Let me know down in the comments. There's a documentary made on her right before the end, and the guy's name was Nick.
Okay.
And I was watching that again, and as soon as I heard her go, "Oh, you are lost, Nick," I was like, I got to do something with Cage. And like, I went through so many Nick Cage performances, and I was like, what's a good scene where he's, you know, that'll fit with that? That, you know what that's from?
No, I don't.
Matchstick Man.
Matchstick Man. Okay.
He's talking to his psychiatrist.
Yeah.
He just wants pills. He's got that tick.
Did you have to flip his eye line to match their eye line to make it look like they were talking to each other at all, or would it just work out like that?
I can't remember if it worked out or if I flipped the clips. I can't remember.
That's the other thing people don't really realize it in that in those things when the camera goes back and forth, it looks like they're actually looking at each other correctly, which really helps sell the illusion.
Yeah.
Some comments. It's 2024. Fail. I assume that's talking about the world ending.
Yeah, because you said 2019, a rock's supposed to hit you anyhow.
I mean,
there's other people in the comments who'd like to say, like, really? Because that's when COVID started, and maybe she was talking, maybe that's the rock.
COVID is the rock?
Somebody else said, no, she didn't say Iraq. She said Iraq.
Iraq.
Iraq is supposed to hit you. So
Iraq is supposed to hit us in 2019.
Depends on how you pronounce the word.
Interesting. And whoever made this is going to hell.
And that's just not very nice. You know, like throughout the history of the channel, there's been like, I mean, they're just making a joke, I think. But throughout the history of the channel, I've had some comments targeted at me for.
There's been a couple mean ones, a couple.
You gotta just
a couple mean ones.
Yeah. I know my intentions, so I'm okay.
Yeah.
The thing that made you so big, the reason why we're here.
You've got it stuck in your brain that I murdered somebody.
That's it, isn't it?
What do you want to call me a murderer for? I've never killed anyone. I don't need to kill anyone. I think it.
Somewhere in here, it got away from you. I guess that's all, Your Honor.
You know, if I wanted to kill somebody, I'd take this book and beat you to death with it, and I wouldn't feel a thing.
How about some dinner?
Our treat?
Yeah.
Why do they come and grab him like that at the end? It's kind of strange.
So the funny thing about this clip is that I honestly feel like a lot of the audience didn't know who the guy with the white hair
they didn't
was. Like,
get Matlock.
I don't know if it was just too young for Matlock or what, but
I think it's just a reference thing.
Yeah. And so that clip actually didn't do very well at all. I was pretty disappointed because I was happy with it. I thought it cut together
It cut together really well. It does look like they are really talking to each other. Even something about the background of where Manson is. Is he in a courtroom there?
Yeah, Manson's doing like a parole hearing or something.
Yeah, so even that really does mesh well together.
I downloaded the entire first season of Matlock and fast forward, skimmed through the episodes, looking at the courtroom scenes, saying, oh, here's a spot where it looks like he's talking to somebody, and then I would watch it and see what he had to say. And then I was like, that doesn't work. Next episode.
It's a thankless job.
That was a very intense episode of The Lock.
Yeah, The Lock. I like that.
I love calling it The Lock.
I mean, I know what Matlock is. I can't say I've watched a lot of it because it's obviously...
I saw a lot of
even before my real time.
It's very like, it's old. It's like it's the classics like Grandpa Simpson's always talking about. It's like the old people. I got to get home to watch Matlock.
Yeah.
But I used to watch it in the mornings in the summertime sometimes and stuff like that. But before he was Matlock, he was Andy Griffith.
Andy Griffith, yeah.
Right?
That was the thing. He was often up for parole, but could never keep it under control. And at the end, the answer was always no.
Yeah, so the thing about parole, I see this commented on a lot of stuff too, is that people are always like, oh my God, did you see that Ed Kemper's up for parole? Did you see that like whoever, Paul Bernardo's up for parole? It's like, there's a difference between being up for parole and being granted parole. And everyone is up for parole after a certain amount of time. That's how the law works. Like you can't just like they've served.
Unless I think they do have sentences with no parole in America at least.
Oh, I don't know, but like they're never gonna let him out. It's never gonna happen. But they're gonna get their hearings.
Even if he was the most, I mean, he's dead now, but then if he became the most sane, like there's no way. Like the crime and the murders were way too significant and part of like history and part of like the subculture and the zeitgeist that there was just no chance, no matter how he acted, you know, it was never ever gonna happen.
No way. Well, technically he's telling the truth. Manson was a CIA lab rat. If you ask me, it's possible the CIA was responsible for the murder of Sharon Tate during the whole satanic panic ordeal. The government was trying to create fear to drive the hippie movement back to the church.
I think with all conspiracy theories, there is enough truth to make it plausible, and this is the problem. I don't think that this is the case. I don't think that the CIA was involved in
MK Ultra
in Manson at all. But the CIA has a long history of, you know, doing a lot of crazy things that we find out about years later, and
there's 1.5 million comments like that about these MK Ultra. You know,
there's like a huge, obviously, like conspiracy theory around Manson, or many of them.
On this video, since we've said this, there'll be potentially a ton of comments saying, "No, you guys are full of shit. There absolutely was MK." You know.
I mean, do you honestly believe that you have a case?
Do you feel blame?
Don't give me baloney.
Do you feel like Woods Kebab's referended?
Forget it.
I figured if people don't know Matlock, they'll probably know Judge Judy. So that's what I did with that one.
I think what's interesting is people might not even catch it, but you must have pulled from like a bunch of episodes there, because when I was watching it just very closely, you could see her aging. And you could see the quality of the video even changing a little bit, the color. And that's the thing, you got to find the exact right little bits and clips, right?
So in some cases, I believe for that one, what I did was I knew I wanted her just shutting them down, kind of. So I searched for like best Judge Judy burns, and somebody had done the legwork for me already and like put together a compilation of like Judge Judy being dismissive.
I watched so much Judge Judy as a kid. Like that was always the thing if you were homesick from school or you had a snow day. And we had a lot of snow days where we're from, and you watched Judge you watched Judge Judy. We got any comments on the Judge Judy? It didn't do very well, you said.
Yeah, no, it didn't do well at all. I don't have any comments on it because it only got like, I forget, it only had like 8 comments on it, but it didn't do very well at all. Keeping with Judge Judy.
Your Honor, excuse me, but
Look at me. Are you trying to sound like a fool?
he's going to ask me a question. I will.
No. You are dumber than the dumbest person who watches this program.
Yes, such as it is.
You're a moron.
I ain't bet about covers.
This is Judge Judy.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah. That one bombed. Now, I have my theories as to like the fact that like I started the clip on, I forget, like it was too quick and people didn't know. They thought it was just Judge Judy.
Yeah, like they
and
can't
just kind of skipped past it.
Get past it. Yeah, right, because
Judge
it doesn't
Judy, like,
it doesn't start on Bundy.
Yeah.
So that they just scroll really fast.
Yeah.
His outfit is honestly rad. I could fix him.
A lot of comments like that again. It's Bundy.
I really, like, I know obviously about this very infatuation with people like Bundy and how lots of women were very like head over heels for him. And we've talked about this on the channel before.
Oh, so many times.
I'm curious though, like if this comment, I could fix him, like in 2025, is this someone who is still on that thing, or is it funny? Are they trying to be funny? Yeah. Like, are people still there with Bundy in particular? Like, to me, that's just so crazy. Like, it's just crazy.
It's also like, I mean, you got to have, the infatuation has to be over the crimes to begin with first. Because, I mean, if you separate the man from the crimes and he's just a regular guy, nobody's like head over heels for the guy. But you combine, like, he's okay looking. Well, maybe, who knows? Maybe he's great looking.
I mean, he's handsome and charming.
But he's no.
But there are lots of handsome and charming people.
No more handsome and charming than anybody else, really. And like, take him out of the serial killer context. He's probably not, you know.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Judge is so unprofessional.
See, so now that's one that I think was actually legit, like a real comment that was placed on there. Just somebody saying like, "Oh my God," as if the judge would actually be so rude.
That's amazing.
But the funny thing is, though, I guess I did take those from other actual court cases where she was doing that to someone.
I mean, they're not real court cases, but sure.
Well, yeah.
I mean, the whole thing about how Judge Judy works is like...
Yeah, how does it work?
It's run like a real court. There is a winner and a loser.
Yeah.
But the show makes the payment that is due. So like if we were suing each other on Judge Judy and you won, the show would actually make the payment to you.
Right.
And not me. And then I think both parties get an appearance fee, which is the only reason that, like, how would you get someone to go on the thing? Yeah. It's almost like getting on the show is an easier way than going to real small claims court.
Yeah.
Because then also, if you're suing me, I have less to lose, obviously, if we go on the show, because then the show's just going to pay you the money.
Right.
So it's quite interesting. But I know a lot of people go on and make up cases to try and get on the show as well. It's very
like get together with the other person, say, "Hey, what if I?"
Well, they're friends and they make up these whole scenarios. Yeah.
Smart.
Yeah.
Smart.
Not guilty. We had to kill about an hour and a half. We trace a race. I lay in the street like I got run over, like a stiff.
You're an inhumane bunch of fucking living bastards and bitches.
I'll steal you and get you there.
That was fun to watch, wasn't it?
Did you watch America's Funniest Home Videos with Saga?
Yeah, 100%. I feel like me and my family watched all of the episodes of that show.
That was back in the days of like you had to be home Sunday night kind of thing. Like it was a Sunday night, I think, in my household. Sunday night was America's Funniest Home Videos and Rescue 911 with William Shatner.
Yeah, we were also a big Rescue 911.
I don't know if that's a Canadian show.
I'm not sure actually if it was.
Actually, no, I think it features cases from the States. But anyways, can't remember.
I remember that show. You know, I remember like the clip shows.
Yeah.
Clip shows were a big thing in the 90s when we were kids. Yeah. YouTube has become the clip show.
100%.
The most popular videos, I mean, we're doing a clip show right now, but the most popular videos out there and YouTubers are like reaction content, which I think is personally insane. I think that it's absolutely insane that that's where we're at, but it's basically just clip shows. You know, it's a very similar kind of thing, and it fell out of favor for so long and then became popular again on the internet and on YouTube.
I think this clip, I like this clip because I think it's like satirical. The lyrics of the song, it's almost a jab at the United States in a way. It's like, America, this is you, and blah, 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 right? And it's like all these crazy...
American serial killers.
Yeah. And like, the thing is, that clip also didn't do very well. And I think it may have been because that first clip of Manson dancing is the very first thing you see, and it doesn't really maybe necessarily read as Manson right off the top.
It doesn't initially hit you as this
serial killer.
Or just that this isn't the actual video that's supposed to be in here.
Yeah. That isn't America's Funniest Home Videos for real. And then you just go next, right?
Yeah.
I admit, whenever I watch the BTK trial and he does that, I crack up laughing.
Yeah.
Okay, what I find funny about this comment, whenever I watch the BTK, how often are you?
Well,
is this like on repeat at your home? Like, how often are you watching the BTK trial?
Well, everyone has that one movie or thing they watch over and over again. Like I know you've watched The Office probably 1,000 times.
I watch
the thing you just put on when you don't want to watch anything else.
It's been a while actually, but you know what I watch all the time?
What?
Alien or anything. Like lately I watch like Aliens, and like Prometheus, like just all the time.
Yeah. When I was a teenager, I used to put Mallrats on before bed every night because I had like a couple of VHSs in my room and I had a small TV, and I would just put it on because it would help me fall asleep when I was a kid. So I'd put it on every single night. What a bunch of rascally knuckleheads. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't argue with that.
No.
You feel like moving about for advantage? Yeah, advantage.
That one's honestly a little cheap. Like,
I think it's great.
I think it's okay.
I think it's really funny, actually.
I don't know. Like, I just thought, like, I remember I was just thinking, like, who else does gibberish that I could use to kind of mash up Manson with? And I was like, okay, so you got Tim Allen from Home Improvement.
Was it? Yeah, okay.
Doing the grunts and then like Evan Almighty or Steve Carell and Bruce Almighty.
Bruce Almighty, yeah.
And then I was like Korn. Because I used to listen to Korn back in the mid-90s.
I mean, I think this is a dig at Korn more than Manson, to be honest.
I actually wanted initially to use the song Twist. Do you know the song Twist?
Is that a Korn song?
Yeah.
No, I think I only know Freak on a Leash. And
that's from Freak on a Leash. That's Todd McFarlane did that music video.
He directed it?
He did all the art and all that.
What is the other popular Korn song?
It depends. That album in particular was called Follow the Leader. And
Follow
it was
the Leader.
Freak on a Leash, Got the Life was popular.
Got the Life, okay, yeah.
There was lots. Adidas from their earlier albums, All Day I Dream About Sex. Blind.
Okay, that's the other song I'm thinking
Blind's
of,
from their self-titled item.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to use Twist because it's just an entire gibberish song, but it didn't really work as well, so I just stuck with the dancing worked with the beat of that song better.
Both times I attempted suicide, I did it with a pen.
The new Bic roller feels so smooth you don't just write, you go with the flow.
I smashed the pen on the floor with my boot, sharpened it, and slashed my wrist.
Because our point won't turn to mush no matter how hard you push.
I was bleeding all over the place.
The new Bic roller lets you go and go.
The pen is mightier than the sword. I turned the pen into a sword.
The Bic roller, go with the flow.
Did that one do well?
Oh yeah, that one did do well, I think. Like 300,000 views.
That one I feel like is when you like, only one in every 20 or whatever you're really going to just nail.
Yeah.
And I think obviously the dialogue just interacted with each other so perfectly. Like saying, no matter how hard you push, the pen's not going to turn to mush. It's wow. Like
sometimes I can't believe my luck when I'm like, because usually it starts with the interview. The instant I'm watching the Kemper thing, and the instant I hear him say, I used a pen. It's like a physical object. I'm like, I can find a pen ad. So who makes pens? I'm like, okay, Bic.
Bic, yeah.
I searched vintage Bic commercials, and then I watched like 10, and I saw this one, and I was like, are you kidding me?
They like set it up for you with all the things. Like
I can't believe how well it's going to work.
Go with the flow. And he's talking about slitting his. It's very, very. Works very well.
Yeah, it made me laugh so much when I first put it together because, like, I laugh at my own stuff. Like the first time I see it when I play it back, right?
Hard to find a nice pen these days. Is it? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't used one in a while, but yeah.
I actually feel like since I never write with a pen ever, like that when I do have to, I actually feel like it's almost like I almost have to rethink about how to do this again. It's very strange. How do you think of these things?
I just kind of answered that. It was just like. When I watch the interviews and I listen for specific things. Usually I'm listening for them to mention some type of product or some type of anything, and then I can build off of that, right? So anytime they say any kind of like a noun, like a physical project, a thing, I can go and kind of make something out of that 9 times out of 10, I think.
How long do you think that took you, just so that
one
people
was like,
can reference?
That one probably took me 4 hours.
4 hours
or something.
Yeah, and like, just for people who don't work in this industry, like probably you didn't sit down for 4 straight hours. Sometimes you have to take a break.
Yeah.
Go away for work on the next day.
Yeah.
It's like
Well, I mean, all considered, it was probably closer to a day. I got faster at them because I started to know what to do to make them feel more
part of the same world.
The same world with like the color and stuff. So that got faster as I went. But yeah.
The last comment we pulled here: if only Eddie could see these. What do you think Kemper would think?
Okay, so there's someone who told me that he has. Yeah, there's a woman on my Instagram who has sent me a couple of messages. She's a pen pal of his, and she has sent him a bunch of stuff. And she told me that he has seen that she has sent him, and they allowed it. One of the Star Wars ones I did, and that he saw it and he thought it was really funny. Now, I don't know if that's true or not, but it's kind of weird.
This is the thing I talked about. We talked about a while back about like how many degrees away you are now from some of these real serial killers, and just how it's just kind of a strange feeling. Like if this is true, you are literally 2 degrees away at this point. You know what I mean? Like someone in your inbox is communicating with this guy for real.
And if it's true that he saw that one, there's potential that he went on to some of my other stuff too that she doesn't know about.
Which is
if he's allowed to.
Which is crazy to think that. It's crazy to think about that. Yeah.
Thankfully, he's never getting out. So. Plus, I'm not as.
I don't think he's coming after you.
Yeah.
But like, let me ask you this: like, would you do a Zoom call with Ed Kemper if that was a thing that could happen?
I don't know. It's a good question. I don't know. It'd be hard to say. It'd be hard not to do it.
Yeah.
But it would be strange, I think.
It'd be very strange, yeah. I think so.
All right, that's it for this mashup episode. And thanks, Erik, for coming up from behind the camera. As we said before, hopefully this is in focus.
Otherwise, you'll never see it. So
I'm going to do another one of these, I think. Because I still have even more of these clips to share with you guys. So in the meantime, thanks for watching this one. And as usual, if you have an idea that you think is great for a mashup, like I said in the last one, like a Gacy and KFC commercial or something, drop it down in the comments and I'll see what I can do about it. And subscribe.
Great. Do you want to give it your usual ending?
That's fine.
Okay.
All right, let's eat, okay?
Yeah, I'm starved.
And then we got one more to do.